What's up, guys? What's up, dear insiders? Oh my god. Um, uh, how am I gonna begin? First of all, I need to say sorry about the lack of reviews, trailers, series, TV shows, everything, but I was being full of assignments from school stuff and like that, thesis, and yeah. Um, um, But we manage. So yes, I am back. Reviews by an Insider is back. And as you guessed, today we are gonna talk about Squid Game Season 3. So this is a spoiler review, so if you haven't watched Squid Game Season 3, go watch it and then listen to this review. So we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk about. It was an emotional ride, 4 years of Squid Game from season 1 to season 2 and now season 3. And oh my god, man, emotional ride. So, let's begin from this review. So, Squid Game, as you all know, was never intended to continue past its first season, which was let alone, and it expanded to a third season, from first to third. In fact, also the director, the creator, basically Juan Dong-hyuk, initially envisaged the story as a feature film, not a series. But after the show's explosive global success, it assumed that there were nearly 600 million views before its final season was ever released. Netflix obviously greenlit the series, and yesterday the final 6 episodes premiered, bringing the gripping description saga to a powerful close. Um, um, so, from where the season 3 picks and how it finished. So, basically, season 3 picks up exactly where season 2 left off, basically, where Ji-hoon, which is Lee Jung-hae, has failed in his attempt to kill the frontman and shut down the deadly games. But his involvement is far from over. Captured and returned to the dormitory, he is once again forced to compete. However, having failed to end the system through rebellion, his perspective has also changed significantly. This shift shapes much of the narrative in the third season. As expected, the stakes remain dangerously high. The games return even more brutal and intense changes. Oh my god, man. But the show also deepens its subplot. Jun-ho continues his for the island, unaware that Captain Park is colluding with his brother, the frontman. Meanwhile, Noel, which is Park Yoo-young, takes on a more central role after the season 2 finale. These intervening storylines feed into what is arguably the darkest season of Squid Game yet. From the high-octane opening scene of episode 1, season 3 also makes clear that the show isn't slowing down. It quickly delves into consequences story of Ji-hoon's failed uprising and shows how the remaining characters are dealing after the aftermath of season 2. There's also a heavy sense of despair um, uh, and reflection of everything they have lost. While the tone shifts slightly as the season progresses, the underlying blackness remains. Also, as is tradition in Squid Game, few characters survive, and I am gonna break it down for sure. Among the remaining players at the start of season 3 are the trans woman, which is Hyun Jo, which is played by Park Soon Hoon, the mother and the son duo, Jumya and Young Sik, and also the pregnant contestant Juan Hee and her ex crypto YouTuber Myung Ji, and also Shaimin Su, which is Thanos Enforcer, also Namyu, Spiritual Samuel Sanyo, and Foreman Maring Dayo. They are all killed eventually in this Squid Game Season 3. How we saw them being killed, it was also emotional. Um, uh, as we saw, let's begin from the mother and son duo. The son wasn't capable of killing people in the hide and seek knives game, and eventually he literally, how do you say, he literally met with his mom, and there was the mom gave the mom stabbed him with the hairpin, not with a knife, so he wasn't dead. But eventually, because he didn't kill players, he literally died. The trans woman was also an emotional death for me, as Juhi was giving birth, and while she gave birth, sorry, she gave birth in the Squid Game season 3 hide and seek knives. She gave birth, but her ex, crypto YouTuber, stabbed the trans woman in the back three times, and yeah, he died. He didn't know that he was helping them, she was helping them, but eventually he tried to save Junhee, and yes, eventually he died. And also the mom of Young Suk, um, suicidal attempt, so we it's a little bit emotional. It's we all knew that those people are gonna die, and also Junhee, she died during the jump rope game. She literally sprained the ankle at the beginning of the hide and seek knives game, and she also fell off to death. Um, I literally liked Ji Hoon's character, also Ji Hoon's character, the main protagonist, Ji Hoon. He literally did the jump rope with a baby on his hand, on his back. How can you do that jump rope, that fast speed, the jump rope, with a baby here, and you need to jump and run? Oh my god, man. I literally was astonished by his performance in that jump rope game. There was also a major turning point, which it occurs in the episode 4, which was titled 222, where the frontman finally reveals himself to Ji-hoon. Before the final round, Ji-hoon is brought into the frontman's office, wherein Hoon hands him a knife and suggests he murder the remaining contestants in their sleep. Also, if he does, he and the baby can vote to end the game and split the prize money. But when Ji-hoon questions the motive, In-hoon removes his mask, revealing that he is player 01, which that makes Ji-hoon shocked and enraged and considers of killing him. But also In-hoon warns him that doing so would solve nothing and someone else would just as take his place. Obviously, as we saw in Squid Game Season 1 and yes, Squid Game Season 1, Ji-hoo reaches the final game, which is called Towers, with the baby and Myung-ji. When Myung-ji attempts to take the baby, believing Ji-hoon will kill her to win, the two fight, and Myung-ji forced death. But because neither player had pressured the button to start the final round, his death doesn't count. So here is the most emotional part that we saw. Ji-hoon is then faced with a horrific decision like kill the baby and win, or sacrifice himself to let the baby live. So then, to the astonishment of watching the VIPs, Ji-hoon chooses that he sacrifice himself. Instead of harming the baby, he holds her and stares toward the darkened viewing room, knowing they're watching. He turns away from them and addresses the camera, not them, but them. He kisses the baby, places her gently on the ground, and says, how it was, we are not horses, we are humans. Then player 456, Ji-hoon, falls to his death. Yes, by sacrificing himself, Ji-hoon reaffirms his belief in humanity. He refuses to play by the VIP's twisted rules and instead places value on the life of the most innocent among them. His choice also reveals the frontman who has spent Season 2 and Season 3 insisting that humanity isn't worth saving. Earlier, also in the before episode 5, he asked Ji-hoon, do you still believe in people? And Ji-hoon's final act gives him a clear answer. So the question is, who wins? The player that wins is Junhee's baby, sorry, which is known as the 222 player. Does Squid Game end in a happy ending? I thought it will end in a happy ending, but as the director warned us that it won't have a happy ending, and I was not believing him because there are some directors that they push limits and they make limits not variable. So yes, Squid Game doesn't have a happy ending because in the world it portrays a world driven by a brutal capitalism. There is no truly happy ending. Still, Wong leaves us with a glimmer of hope. Yes, the final episode is titled Humans Are, which was an unfinished sentence of Ji-Hoon's final words. Wong leaves the rest for us to interpret while also answering it through the series itself. Humans are vulnerable to corruption, greed, and vengeance, but they are also capable of compassion, sacrifice, and the pursuit of something better. Ji-hoon doesn't always make the right choices. He murders 388, which is Kang Hanyul, out of guilt and revenge in episode 2, Starry Night. But he keeps trying to better, and in the end, he does. I literally liked all the players' arc. Dio was eventually killed by Ji-hoon as well. Ji-hoon was literally very angry because of him. It was his fault, as we saw in season 2, that he lied and like that. So it was his fault. Um, as a rate of Squid Game season 3, basically, I literally liked Squid Game season 1, which was 10 out of 10. Squid Game season 2, it was like a little bit 9 out of 10. All the characters play a very good part. Squid Game season 3, I literally like the season a lot. I literally like this season a lot, but I can't give it a 10 out of 10 because of the emotional ending. I wasn't expecting that Ji-hoon will sacrifice himself. So maybe I give it an 8 out of 10. Yes, 10, 9, 8. I give it an 8 out of 10. I saw that the players will die eventually. Junhees will die, the crypto YouTuber will die, Namju will die, everyone will die. But I thought that Ji-hoon will stay alive. And yes, it was a little bit of. I couldn't handle it too, so eventually it had to be done. So season 3 finished. Obviously, it finished with a big cliffhanger, as we saw in the USA, that they're still playing the Dachi game. So I do not know. I do not know. I liked the ending where Ji-hoon's daughter received from Inho the uniform of 456 with some millions of ones that he won. But I would like that Ji-hoon met with his daughter, but eventually that's it. So yeah, I give it a 9 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching this review. Sorry for the lack again. Sorry for the lack of not posting reviews and like that. But I had some assignments and I finished school now, which you will see more of reviews and also more collabs. Don't forget, now it's summer almost. I still need to finish the thesis. But yeah, we will do some reviews. Thank you, and I will see you hopefully in the next review. Because I don't know, so I can't tell you what review it will be next. But thank you guys, and hope you have the rest of the day a good day. And here, reviews by Nam Insider here. Squid Game Season 3, signing off. Bye bye, and good day. Bye, Insiders. Bye.